Okay, so let's take look at the code. Okay, so this is the client. Um, this is the code we provide for the client to test. Okay, so here I use the student as the node. Okay, you can consider the students is a node or the hand. Okay, they are the same thing. Okay, so students has a name. Okay, had different IDs over there. So we basically will create three different node, right? Then we create a student linked list. Okay, after we create a linked list, we will insert them as a first. Okay, then we'll remove. Let's say visualize them in this one. Okay, we create the node. Okay, the first node. Okay, you can see here we want to insert first to the student 1. Okay, as this point student 1 insert, so this one is insert first, right? Then we insert student 2 as the first, so this one to be the second. Okay, then we insert student 3 as the first. Okay, this 3. Okay, then we set them. Okay, we know the first node is the head. Okay, so in this example, we know student 3 is the head. Okay, as we said, if we want to remove the first, what we should do is we just remove the head over here. Then make this one as a link. So let's take this look. Take a look at this code. Remove first. So we make our head is over there, and the head's nest. What's the head's nest? So currently the head is student 3, and the student 3's nest is student 2, which means we move head to the student 2. Okay, so here this is the head. Okay, so obviously the student 3 is not head anymore, so for the linked list we only conclude this part as our students linked list. Okay, so this is will be the simple one. Okay, the more complex one is how to remove the last. As we said, we want to remove the last, you have to find the last first, right? After you find the last, you need to find which one is the previous one. Okay, so in the code, we gave this one, okay, the current one and the previous one. The current one means we need to look for the last one. Okay, so current one should be search from head to the tail. Okay, until you find the tail one, then you find which one is previous one. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, let's go through this code very quick. Okay, so we want to do remove last. Okay, once we remove last, we go to the student node, current, right? And the current is equal to the head, which means right now the student 3 is the head. Okay, and the current is head as well. Then we create another node is for the previous one, right? So obviously, if head is the current one, so there's nothing for the previous. That's the reason here is the none. Okay, Then in the while loop, we are looking for the tail node. Okay, the tail node has very clear condition is the tail point to nothing, right? So we need to find this node. Okay, so first we're looking for the current one. The current that gets next, what will be? So we find the current one is the head, and the head's next is student 2, right? And the student 2 is not equal to the noun. Okay, so it's true, right? So if it's true, we will go to the line over here, right? So we make the current one, assign the current one to the previous one, right? What's the current one right now? The current one still student 3, right? Correct? Then we have current, we assign the current next to the current one. Okay, so current next is student 2. Okay, so right now previous one is student 3 and the current one is student 2. Okay, then we set previous one, then we need to go this loop again, okay, to check our current one whether it is the tail. Okay, so right now, what's the current one? The current one is student 2, right? And the student 2's next is student 1. So it's student 1 not equal to the null, okay? Right now it's return true. Once we return true, we will go to the while loop, okay? The current one is student 2. So we assign student 2 to the previous one, okay? Right? Then students 2. Then we need to assign the current nest. Okay, the current right now is student 2, right? So student 2's nest is student 1. Okay, so right now is current is student 1 and the previous is student 2. So it's still we still need to check the while loop condition, right? So in a while loop condition, right now, what's the current one? Right now, the current one student 1, right? And the student 1's next is none. None is not equal to none. Obviously, this is a return false. If it is false, we will directly go to the next, jump out this loop and to the next one. Is previous dot set next. Okay, so right now what's the previous one? Previous one is student 2, right? And the student 2 we want to set the next. So we want to set this one to the null. If it's true null, which means this link just begun.